In today's lecture, we will discuss the difference between active voice and passive voice. For example, I say, Aslam kicks a football. Aslam kicks a football. And then I say, a football is kicked by Aslam. A football is kicked by Aslam. Now, if we look into the difference between two sentences, we find no difference in the meaning of the sentence. The difference is only in the structure, right? In first sentence, I said, Aslam kicks a football. In this sentence, we are talking about Aslam, a noun which is performing some action, and the action is kicking the football, right? Aslam is performing some action on the football. Here Aslam is the subject of the sentence, right? Aslam as a subject is doing something. He is doing some action. So we can say that Aslam is in active form. He is doing some action. When the subject of the sentence is doing some action, we say that the sentence is in active form or the subject is doing something. So this is called active voice, right? Okay, the second form, a football is kicked by Aslam, right? There is no difference in the meaning, but in this case, we are talking about the football. In this sentence, the subject of the sentence is a football, right? But you can see that football is doing nothing, right? Here, the subject is not performing any action. You can say that some action is being performed on the subject, right? So, in this sentence, the subject of the sentence is in passive form, means it is not performing any action. So, this sentence is called passive voice, right? So, this is a very minute difference which you can observe very easily in active sentences. Always, the subject performs some action, but in passive form, some action is performed on the subject, or the subject of the sentence is in passive form. It is not performing any action, right? I hope that you have got the idea of active voice and passive voice. Okay, there are many tenses in English language, and for every tense there is a different rule for making passive voice. I mean, the difference is in the use of auxiliary verbs and the other some features, but the main thing which is common in all tenses, that we have to shift the object on the place of the subject, right? And the subject on the place of the object if necessary. Okay, I take again the same example. Aslam kicks football. The structure of the sentence is telling you that it is a sentence from present indefinite tense, right? Because we have used the first form of the verb and we have added an s with the first form, which is present indefinite tense, right? In this sentence, Aslam kicks a football. Aslam is the subject of the sentence, and kicks a football. This is the predicate, and this predicate contains the object of football, right? If we make it passive voice, we will say that a football, the object, will come at the place of the subject, Aslam. A football is kicked by Aslam. Okay, in passive voice we always use the past participle form of the verb, means the third form of the verb. Kick, kicked, kicked. I am using this third form, this past participle form of the verb in this sentence. But which auxiliary or which helping verb will it take, that will be decided according to the number of the noun, okay, used. A football is a singular noun, so it will take the singular verb is. A football is kicked by Aslam. Is kicked. Is, am, are the helping verbs of present which are used according to the number of the subject. For example, if I say Aslam kicks many footballs, here footballs are in plural form, and when I will make it passive voice, I will say that many footballs are kicked by Aslam. In this sentence, I have used are instead of is because the subject of the sentence, many footballs, is in plural form. So according to the form of the noun or the subject we use in the passive voice sentence, we can adjust the helping verb as well, right? He beats me. He beats me. It's the special case, the first person. He beats me. When I will make it passive voice, I will say I am beaten by him. I am beaten by him. Here the auxiliary verb am is used, which is unique with the first person singular I, right? So this is the basic principle of making passive voice from active voice. Okay, let's move forward. I say Aslam is kicking a football. Okay, this is present continuous or present progressive tense, right? When I will make it passive voice, I will say a football is being kicked by Aslam, right? Here a word being has been used with the past participle form. Okay, this is the only difference between present indefinite passive voice and present continuous passive voice, right? A football is being kicked by Aslam. Okay, if I take the third tense, the perfect tense, okay, Aslam has kicked a football. In this sentence, we have already used third form of the verb, past participle form of the verb with has and have, but when we will make it passive voice, we will say a football has been kicked by Aslam. Here again, which helping verb is used, has or have? It will be decided according to the number of the noun, the subject, right? If there is a singular noun, we will use has, right? Third person singular noun, we will use has. Otherwise, we will use have. If I say many footballs have been kicked by Aslam, here we have used have been, right? So these are the basic principles which we use for passive voice sentences from their active voices in present indefinite, present progressive, and present perfect tense. And same will be the case with the other tenses past indefinite, past progressive, and past perfect, future indefinite, and future perfect. We have 12 tenses. Okay, we are talking about the passive voice in 12 tenses. So we can make the passive voice for 8 tenses, okay, which I have already named: present indefinite, past indefinite, future indefinite, right? Present continuous, past continuous, but not future continuous, right? Now, present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect. And present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, and future perfect continuous don't have any passive form, right? Okay. The second thing, imperative sentences. For example, I say, open the door, open the door. So, when I will make its passive voice, I will say, let the door be opened. Let the door be opened. Right? So, in this sentence, the subject you is understood, and when we make its passive voice, then also its subject is being understood, and we say just let the door be opened, right? We use a third form of the verb with be, right? So this is the case of for imperative sentences. So I hope that you have understood how you can convert active voice sentences into passive voice. Carry on with your learning of grammar rules. You cannot have all the grammar rules at the same time, but you can practice. Practice will make you perfect in the use of grammar rules, right? You cannot learn all the rules of grammar, because there are many grammar rules in English language, but your practice will give you perfection gradually, okay? Slowly and steadily you will move towards your destination, and you will learn all the things regarding grammar, okay? I hope you are getting my lectures. Subscribe my channel, okay? I am doing my efforts to make these videos for you, okay? You have to subscribe it, and you will learn it. Produce a passion for learning the language, right? And that passion will move you forward in this field. And I promise you that you will be able to be excellent in grammar. You will be able, because you are doing your efforts. Efforts always bring the fruit. And I hope you will continue your efforts. See you next time. Thank you very much.